No job number yet, but this is Woodinville self-storage. Tom Mary knows the owner of this storage facility, and we seal coated this about 4 years ago, and it's due for another seal coat. And I'm looking at a couple asphalt repairs. The asphalt repairs are going to be right here at this gate. So just want to show you this real quick. It's just the gate entrance here. We don't need to worry about anything on the left. Even though there's a little bit of tree root damage there and right here, he doesn't care about that right now. It's more about the drive access here. As you can see, it comes down the hill and water starts to flow this way towards the middle. If we were able to cut out it's about a 22 foot length this way by 13, we would rip that out. There's a sensor on both sides, and I'm getting the number from the sensor gate company that he uses, that John uses, and I'm going to call them and ask them whether or not they're going to put like a pre-made sensor in here, or do we put in the asphalt and then he cuts it in. But the way it was done before, I think it was just cut in and he dropped the sensor in and then tarred over it. But I'm going to give him a call and ask him what does he want to do first. So those notes will be in Workman's dashboard. I'll also have the phone number on Workman's of the company that does the sensors. Okay, so coming in down the slope, it's about a 22 by 13 here. And then right in this area, when you come inside the gate, right inside the metal track here, you've got 12 feet. You got 12 feet by, I know it was 13 feet. 12 by 13, which brings you right inside this arrowhead. So right about where the arrowhead, at the bottom of the arrowhead is, you go across and then come over just past this seam here. We'll probably go a foot past that. So it's actually 13 feet. 13 by 13 in this area, okay? 13 by 13 and then 22 by 13. And hopefully what we can do is, we're not gonna be able to eliminate the puddling over there, so just know we're gonna have puddles, and he knows it too. There's no catch basin until it gets way down there. There's a slight grade drop. The fall, as you can see, goes from this puddle and makes its way gradually down the property line there in the middle. So I told him that what we could do is create this asphalt to kind of slope a little bit more this direction and then towards me. So that way water flows away from the building and it gets over into this area and hopefully can drain beyond this spot right here. Okay, now that I was just talking about that and thinking about this area with the puddling, I think we need to extend this a little bit farther and then go 1 foot farther up on this slope and try to create more of an angled slope here. So that way the water is not just hitting right there at the box. It's gonna go over a little bit farther to keep this puddle away from the center here. So where I said it was 22 feet, we'll go 23 feet up a little bit farther and we'll go out 15 feet. So 23 by 15, and then we'll try to get this water to flow over to this direction, right to the outside of this power box here. And then the water hopefully will kind of continue on the other side of this concrete pad instead of building up right here. Hopefully that water will kind of puddle over in this area and then make its way down. And then here we'll still only do the 13 by 13 in this area, knowing that there's going to be some puddling here, but he doesn't want a catch basin or anything like that, so don't worry about it. He knows it's going to puddle in this area and gradually make its way down there. Okay, 13 by 13, 23 by 15 on the other side. Okay, and the rest of this property, as I'm walking through, you can see there's some asphalt damage in a couple areas, and I don't think he wants to replace any of this. He didn't suggest doing it, but he did tell me to look at some of the long lines that go down the property. There's been some asphalt repairs done. I'm walking on one right now. This was repaired at one point. I think we did the repairs. Here's some water that goes down the center. I can't really see what it looks like as far as crack fill, but just taking a quick look at each row, there is going to be crack fill to do on all of it. Down every row there will be crack fill to be done. As a matter of fact, we'll walk down the, let's see, from the entrance over there, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. We're gonna walk down this third row. You can see there's puddling here, but he didn't suggest fixing those puddles. Yeah, I could see some cracking. Here's a little pothole right here that needs to be fixed. This is at unit 505, coming down the third row. So 1, 2, it's the third unit as you come down this row. We've got some pothole repair that needs to be done right here, and we're gonna have to make it big enough to where let's see here. Okay, so the damage is on one side of the flow line, which is probably a good thing, so that way we don't have to go over onto this side because it slopes down into the middle here. So we're gonna fix this area right here. So this right here is a 5x12. So going from the center here, we're gonna go 5 feet out, right on this saw cut line here, 5 feet out by 11. 5 by 11, that's by unit 505. Okay, so as I was walking down the middle of this row, I'm noticing that there's some failed asphalt down along the way, and it's kind of like every so many feet all the way down. So I'm thinking cost-wise, it might be beneficial for John to have not only this section that was 11 by 5 done, but I think we should go all the way down. So I'm going to give you a measurement that goes all the way down to that boat with the green tarp, because you've got pieces of asphalt missing. You can see there's asphalt failure that if we get a snow that comes in here pretty soon and we get hit again with another snowy winter and freezing and all that, I think this is going to get pretty chewed up. So I don't know if it'll last another year or not without looking really bad. Okay, so there was the original patch I did that I measured. There's a little bit of dipping, and you got some asphalt that's starting to deteriorate here, same as down there. Then you got another section that's right here that's starting to chip away. Then you got pieces missing here, and it's really rough in this area here. So this is why I'm measuring up this entire area from the flow line in the middle to the right. Is what I'm doing, is I'm measuring all the way down, and we're going 5 foot wide. See, this is pretty bad right in here, so we're gonna take it all the way to the end, and that's 5 foot by 199 feet. Okay, so I did the 11 by 5, and then let's add on to that and just continue making that patch 199 by 5, so all the way down. Quick math on that, what is that, 210? So 210 feet total with that first patch I did, plus this. We're just gonna make it all one. 210 feet by 5 feet all the way down to the end here from the flow line in this direction. So that's 5 feet over here. Okay. As I go towards the back of the property, I can see where, you know, we've done some other repairs here. Looks like this was one big one at one time. It looks really nice now. So we did a good job there. And as I look down the middle, you know, the asphalt looks okay. It's got alligator cracking on that corner. There's some other areas that are like that as well, but I don't think that John is wanting to focus on all of those repairs at this time. I think he's really just wanting to get some of the worst stuff done at this time. So now I'm one row past the third row, so I'm in the fourth row now. And as a reference, you've got number 612, 11, 10 counts down, and over on this side it goes up to like 5. Let's see here, 573. So let me walk out here. You can kind of see where I'm starting from here. I am second row from the very back now. That's the first row, second row. That was actually the fourth row that I walked down from the beginning. All right, so as a reference, I'm in the second row from the back. All the way down here towards the back, there's some pretty bad alligator cracking down in the middle, and I'm gonna do a measurement on that because it looks like, once again, if we get a bad winter here, if this snow really does come in here in the next few days and sticks around for a while and we've got freezing, this area could be a lot worse. So this one though kind of goes on both sides of the flow line here, so I'm going to try to capture some on this side, some on this side, and we have to start here at 557 where the asphalt takes a dip. It dips down right here, and you've got some alligator cracking that's going on right in this area. So we're gonna go 10 feet wide, split it right down the center, 5 and 5, and we're gonna go 10 feet from this location right up at the top of this raised up area here. 10 by 77 or 77 by 10. That means we're stopping right here at this fire extinguisher, which is at 546 and 545. Right at this concrete column here is where this patch would stop, and it'd be right down the center and going just right up the top of that little hump there. Okay, 77 by 10. I'm gonna let John decide whether or not he wants to get these repairs done down these rows, but I think he for sure needs to get that 200-foot patch done. And then this one down this row that I just walked, that's one that, I mean, he might be able to wait on. Okay, the other thing is seal coating. Like I said earlier in the video, we've seal coated this place before. I think it was 4 years ago, and we need to seal coat it again. We need a day of power washing in here to kind of clean up the moss that's on the face of the curb there. It'd be nice if we could hit the power washer on the face of the curbing a little bit, and then of course get all the moss on the surface. It's up against the building. You got some weeds in here too. I'll have a quantity put in for crack fill. This is the area we were talking about earlier. Okay. There's some gravel area here that they can put some of these, that trailer, for instance, right there needs to be moved. So they're gonna have to move it over into the gravel area, or in the back where there's a gravel area. This area right here, I don't think he's concerned about this yet either, but it is cracked pretty good. Because this is on the high end, I know it should be repaired, but I don't think he wants to fix it because he didn't want to fix the tree root damage out there. So I'm not gonna worry about these right now, but I am gonna tell him that he's probably gonna need us out here at some point to fix some of these asphalt failed areas. Okay, all the quantities for seal coating, striping, I'll make note of in Workman's dashboard, but we've got all those quantities from our previous quotes 4 years ago. He wants to get the work done this year for sure on the seal coat and striping. He for sure wants to get that that asphalt work done up in the front at the gate. And then we're gonna see what he says about these other areas. So what I'd like to do is, on this bid, I'd like to give him a price for the asphalt repair. Actually, you know what? Let's just put it all in there. I'll see what he says. Just combine it all as one, all the asphalt. And then if we have to do a bid revision, and he says he doesn't want to do those other areas down the rows, then we'll take that out of the bid on a bid revision. I think that's it. Any other questions, let me know. The seal coating, though, will go all the way out to the roadway. And there's a little bit of striping in here, and that striping will be provided on Workman's and on Google Drive. Okay, any other questions, let me know. Weekday work too, thanks.